Alrighty guys, what is going up? Welcome back to the best investing money management channel on YouTube. In today's video, we are going to be talking about virtual reality. The top 3 stocks to buy that are heavily invested in virtual reality. Now, in general, the virtual reality sector is rated to grow around 48.7% per year for really the next 5 years from 2021 to 2026. I think the outlook honestly could even be more than that. I think that's honestly a very conservative estimate just because of the overall growth we've seen from a lot of these companies that we'll talk about. But I think that in general, guys, the outlook for this is off the charts. But the very first stock that is heavily invested in it and is in pretty much one of the top performers of virtual reality is Facebook. Now, right now, Facebook did announce their new software that really allows you to put on a headset and be with a whole bunch of people. Now, I know that may seem crazy. It's like a in-person Zoom, but not being in person. You put the headset on, you can write things on, whiteboards, you can talk to people. It's supposed to be a huge competitor with Zoom within the next couple of years. I think that is just the beginning for Facebook to dabble in this. Not to mention, look at the overall performance we've seen from this stock. From 2020 all the way to 2021, the overall return from this is an astonishing, let's go ahead and draw it out. It's an astonishing 39% and growing. And I honestly think Facebook is a perfect company for this just because they have extremely high profit margins. They have a ton of cash, very little debt. So it would only make sense for them to expand into other things like this. So this is by far probably the best virtual reality stock in general. Not to mention, Facebook owns multiple companies. I believe it's 𝐬𝐽𝐫 or something like that. It's a VR equipment company. Facebook owns it, so they're investing in it. Now, the next stock here is Sony, SONY. Now, this one here is going to be more of a, in general, riskier investment just because you guys can see the volatility. But Sony has begun launching virtual reality, and I think that in general, this is awesome. Really, they're doing this because it's for their gaming consoles. So I think that's perfect. I think that's a great way to invest in it. The performance for this is fantastic. It does have a little bit of resistance if we're looking at the technicals here at around 118. The support tends to be around this 200 moving average line. You guys can see it's hit it several times. We get a lot of buying pressure there. So it's just a no-brainer investment. I think a good strategy for this one would be dollar cost averaging so you don't have to buy in overvalued, okay? But for me, Sony is probably the number 2 to number 3 investment for virtual reality. But the last stock that I want to talk to you guys about is the one and only probably, in general, now that I'm thinking about it, is probably number 2 on the list. This is Microsoft, ticker symbol MSFT. Now, Microsoft has begun selling VR headsets for their PCs. Now, you may be asking, Carter, why do they do this? Well, 1, to make money. 2, because it's honestly going to get people more interested in their computers. And here's the beauty of it. Microsoft owns Xbox, okay? So I think, in the next couple of years, we could see some of these headsets going towards Xbox or something along those lines. I think that this would be fantastic. Not to mention, the overall growth we've seen from this is astonishing. $300 per share. I remember that when this thing was trading for about $150 and that people were saying it's overvalued at the time. Look at the performance we've seen in the last 3 years. And it's absolutely crazy. The 3-year return, let's actually draw this out. The 3-year return on this is a whopping 171%. So yes, this is probably the more solid company over Sony now that I'm thinking about it. But the number 1 would be that Facebook. Facebook already owns multiple companies in it, and they're already starting to incorporate it on their platform and actually make money off it. 2 would be Sony because they are putting it towards their gaming consoles. 3 would be Microsoft because Microsoft does make a ton of money off it. and in general, they own Xbox, and I could see them incorporating it in the Xbox software. I think that these are all fantastic, guys, and if you have any questions about them, let me know in the comments, and we will see you guys later. Remember to stay happy, stay positive, and stay safe out there. The top 3 virtual reality stocks. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care.